is fuel for your body, your mind, and definitely your sport. But let's face it, nutrition is confusing, and the expectations on girls and women to be thin and have a six-pack is exhausting. If you've ever been frustrated with your body, confused about nutrition, obsessed with eating healthy, guilty when you don't, underate, overate, or overtrained, and overall overwhelmed with all the pressure, then this podcast is for you. Nutrition can be easy. You can take control of it. But it might start with letting go of control, asking for help, and making a change. I'm Lindsay Elizabeth Cortez, sports dietitian and owner of Rise Up Nutrition, where I empower female athletes to overcome disordered eating and perform at their highest level, to stop being confused by all the mixed or harmful messages, and to finally have confidence in your body as a fierce, fit, and fueled female athlete. Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of the Female Athlete Nutrition Podcast. I am and forever will be your host, Lindsay Elizabeth Cortez. I'm a registered dietitian, sports dietitian, entrepreneur, competitive runner, doggy mom, foodie lover, all those things. I can go on, but really I'm just so excited to have this podcast and share it with you. So I know it's cheesy, but my favorite thing about my job is helping people, is being able to connect with others and allow my knowledge of nutrition and food to change your life. So that's what I'm so excited to do on this podcast. What's funny, though, is that over the years, on both a personal and professional level, I've learned that no matter how important nutrition is, it's actually not the most important thing. Yeah, you might not hear many other dietitians say this. Nutrition is so important for health, wellness, performance, but it's not the be-all, end-all, and here's why. Because nutrition works best in synergy with your training, your mindset, mental health, rest, recovery, relationships, each one of them equally important. And so, although I'm a dietitian and clearly nutrition is the focus of this podcast, I will absolutely be delivering content that relates to the whole picture of you as a female athlete, including our sport, training, mindset, and making sure that we're using nutrition together with all of these things. I have so many pieces of my story that I will be sharing with you throughout this podcast, but today I wanted to focus a bit on how I got to where I am and what brings me to starting this podcast for you, and why I think you're going to want to subscribe and listen regularly. Well, to start off, I never dreamed of being a dietitian when I was a little girl. I was an athlete. I was active. I was really good at sports, mostly gymnastics, as well as track and field, and really anything I put my mind to. So when it came time to decide on a major for college, my only passion was sports, and yet I really didn't want to study it. Being a physical therapist or a gym teacher just didn't interest me. It was actually my mom that gave me the suggestion to study nutrition because in her mind, I was really good at it. More on that in a later episode for sure. So my passion for nutrition always stemmed from my passion for sports. I studied nutrition in college while competing D1 track and field. I got my master's in it while doing my first figure competition and obstacle course races. Then I started working as a full-time dietitian while running my first marathon. For a few years, my dream job of working as a sports dietitian for collegiate NCAA programs came true, fueling athletes from the cross country and track and field teams, football, basketball, tennis, volleyball, swimming, even golf and equestrian. But then I had an opportunity to become a tactical dietitian for U.S. military special operations. I decided to take the career jump, and I really enjoyed this job. I got to use my nutrition knowledge to help our country's warriors optimize their performance. Perhaps not for a race, but for war, for life. But after being in this elite all-male environment for a few years, I noticed a few things. First, nutrition for men is very different than nutrition for women, both the science of it and the practical application. Second, the high-performance world of sports, athletes, military is still male-dominated, meaning that as women begin to step into these roles, as we can, should, and deserve to, the environment actually isn't super supportive of it. Whether it be male coaches, doctors, systemically, women need more resources and support to match our female physiology so that we can perform at our best physically and mentally. I'm not a man hater. I'm just saying that we need more women supporting women in these environments. And third, I learned more than ever the power of mindset. As an athlete, I always knew how important confidence was, sports psychology, the whole gamut. But I'm not going to lie, this experience in special ops took it to another level. And I mean that on so many different levels. You don't go into war scared. So I learned firsthand the mindset needed to overcome some of the most challenging obstacles, while simultaneously dealing with a lot of trauma, pain, and emotional work needed to heal. And yet, on a personal level, I had to adopt a mindset needed for a woman in a highly competitive, high stakes, male dominated environment, which, referring back to my previous point, a lot of female athletes are exposed to and up against. So after spending a few years with this unique population, I was really itching to get back to my roots of sports, as well as bring all this information to the girls and women who need it. And that's why my business, Rise Up Nutrition, was born. So many of us are fighting against our bodies, trying to uphold unrealistic standards of how we should look, diet culture telling us what to eat, pushing the limits to prove ourselves, keeping up with the boys, nutritional science that isn't tailored to our female physiology. It's all working against us. And so quickly, it leads us down a path of injury, burnout, disordered eating, altered hormones, and quite frankly, just not feeling good about ourselves, feeling less than, feeling like a failure. But it doesn't have to be this way. Nutrition and our bodies doesn't have to be this dark cloud in a girl's life. And actually, it can be something that helps you. Your body is fighting for you. It always has been. So it's time that we stop fighting against it. Stop letting nutrition be something that hurts you even more. Allow nutrition to be something that helps your body and your mind. This past year alone, I have helped dozens and dozens of female athletes, be it in high school, college, professional, recreational, moms or moms-to-be, all overcome their nutrition struggles and finally use food as fuel to perform their best and live their best life. From female athlete triad, relative energy deficiency in sport, amenorrhea, eating disorders, underfueling, overeating, binging, purging, overexercising, exercise addiction, low self-esteem and body image, body dysmorphia, you name it, we conquer it. And of course, performance. Feeling the benefits of combining proper nutrition and proper training, blending intuitive eating with sports nutrition, fueling to your menstrual cycle, understanding your menstrual cycle, recovering from injury, being race or game day ready. I am on a mission to help female athletes stop disordered eating, love your body, work with your body, and perform at your highest level with a fierce mindset, a fit body, and a fueled tummy. So stay tuned for this podcast. It's going to be amazing. Again, this is just a little intro about me, where I'm coming from, and my mission to get you psyched. So hit subscribe now, and you will be the first to know when the rest of the podcast officially launches and never miss an episode. But if anything I said today resonates with you, then you don't have to wait. You can feel free to reach out to me at any time. Shoot me an email, lindsay.riseupnutrition@gmail.com, and I will personally connect with you. All of my websites and social media links will be included in the show notes. So again, reach out, subscribe, and stay tuned for our official launch.